Greetings detoxers, I'm here today with a non-dairy milk tutorial. Sounds fun, right? Well, there's a lot of non-dairy milks called for in the recipes in the detox, including, the smoothies and some of the lattes. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the importance of these non-dairy milk alternatives and why I promote them. First of all, we're avoiding cow dairy for 3 reasons primarily. First of all, the 2 proteins it contains, casein and whey, are highly inflammatory and difficult for many to break down and digest. Also, the lactose in it. So most of you have heard of the phrase lactose intolerant. Lactose is a milk sugar, and many people, including actually 75% of the population over 40, cannot properly break down lactose. They lack enough of the enzyme lactase to break that down. So those are the 3 reasons why we're avoiding cow milk, not even going to the fact that a lot of the cows, just how they're treated, how they're fed GMO grains instead of grazing on natural pastures. That goes without saying. So today we're going to talk non-dairy milks, and I actually have 4 alternatives for you to use in the program. The one most go to is the almond milk. So I have almond milk here, but also 3 other alternatives that are very good and nutritious. Cashew milk, coconut milk, and hemp milk. So it's really simple actually. It's so simple to make your own. And the simple formula is 1 cup of the substance to 4 cups of water for all of the milks I just described. So the methods are slightly different, but you're basically using 1 cup of the substance and 4 cups of filtered water to produce the milk, and that's the basic formula. The reason why we're not, why I'm not a huge proponent of buying the NutMilk, so there's some good brands out there. The things you have to be careful though are like the shelf stabilizers and emulsifiers. One being carrageenan, highly inflammatory, and that's used so the milk doesn't separate on the shelves. So we want to avoid that ingredient. Also, the use of the words natural flavoring, which is often unregulated. We don't know what that means, and a lot of them do have added sweeteners. So I also am just really a baby in terms of I love the way homemade tastes, and I can't stand like a lot of the box milks. So the one I'm not talking about is oat milk. It's a little higher in carbohydrate. I tend not to use it, but it is delicious. I'll grant you that, and it is an option for some of you. So today we're going to talk. I'm just going to show you really quickly how to make a homemade almond milk, but I do want to say the one that's easiest to make is cashew milk. So cashew milk, because you don't strain it, you just blend it and it's good to go. It is going to be higher in calories and higher in fat, etc., because you're not straining it, and cashew nuts are just higher in fat in general. I will post below this all of the actual nutrition information, so you have that information to make an informed decision. So that's cashews. Easy, it takes literally 2 minutes because you're just blending the water and the cashews and you are done. Coconut milk. Here you're gonna I have shredded coconut here, just dried shredded coconut. Again, you add this 1 cup with 4 cups of water and you're good to go. Then you do strain it, and coconut is definitely gonna be one of your higher calorie and fat content milks too. Not saying that is a bad thing, just saying that to inform you. There's a lot of health benefits to coconut, including medium chain triglycerides, which are heart healthy, and supposedly they do not store as fat, they store as energy and fuel. Coconut is also shown to lower HDL cholesterol levels, so that's a good option. And hemp milk, super high in protein, hemp seeds. Now this is going to be a little bit more of a nutty flavor, but easy to make. Again, you add it with 4 cups of water, the 1 cup of hemp, and you strain it, and going to be your higher protein choice of a milk. And then almonds. This is going to be about the same calories as your hemp milk. And again, one thing to note when you're buying it in the store, I think they use maybe like 2% almonds, and it's you're buying almost all water. When you make it yourself, it's going to be a lot richer and thicker and creamier and more delicious, and a little bit higher in calories. So just something to be aware of. So for for almond, you definitely should be soaking the almonds overnight. The other milks, I don't soak nearly as long, just a couple hours is probably fine. Almonds I do try and soak overnight to break them down properly. So these have been soaking. I actually already rinsed them too. You're going to want to rinse off some of the material that's left behind when you're soaking the almonds. So I'm just gonna drain these almonds really quickly. And I actually have about 1.5 cups here of almonds because of my jar holds about 6 to 8 cups of milk, and I go through it really quickly. So I'm making a little bit larger dose than the 4 cups that I talked about. So I'm gonna dump my almonds, my soaked almonds, into my Vitamix, and they expand. So now it looks like it's almost about 2 cups. And then I have my water here. This is filtered water, and I have 6 cups of filtered water that I'm gonna add to the blender. And the other options to give your milk a little bit more flavor is to add a little bit of vanilla, add a little bit of cinnamon, and add a couple dates. This will increase the sugar content. So for the detox, I'm not going to add any dates. I'm actually not going to add any vanilla. I might add a little cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is great for blood sugar stabilization, but I'm not going to add it initially because I do use the dried almond to make almond flour, so I add this in later. So the almond milk is ready to go. I'm just going to put the top back on here. And excuse the noise for a loud minute. Okay, I would actually blend that twice probably to make sure that the almonds are pulverized enough, but just for tutorial sake, I'm going to say this is good enough. And what I'm going to do is take my NutMilk bag, NutMilk sack, however you want to call it. You can have a lot of fun with this. But I'm going to take this, put it into my pitcher, and strain the almond milk. It's a fairly easy process. You can work on your biceps a little bit here, and you can take it in batches too. But you just want to be able to strain the pulp from the liquid, and you see it's pretty easy to do. A lot of it just comes out naturally, and there's your almond milk. So that's basically all it is, and you have your homemade delicious almond milk, or any of the other options that I mentioned are going to be great for you this week. So I encourage you to give it a try. I mean, it really does not take much, and once you get into the habit of making it yourself, it'll be really hard to go back to the store-bought versions, and again, you're getting a much more nutritious product in the end. Enjoy.